My name is Jared James. If you aren't familiar with me, I'm best known as an entrepreneur that gets the unique opportunity to coach and train agents and brokers in the real estate world and speak at conferences in front of thousands of people. But it wasn't always that way for me. What separates me from so many others is that I've actually done everything that I want you to be able to do. For that reason, this is the place to come if you want to learn the strategies needed to succeed in today's marketplace. This is the Jared James Today Show. Hey everybody, Jared James here, and welcome to episode 4 of the Jared James Today Show. Super psyched with what we've done so far with the amount of views and these other things, number of subscribers. Make sure if you're watching this right now, subscribe on YouTube. Connect with me. You can go to connectwithjared.com, especially on Snapchat. If you've been following it all, you know that that's my place. That's where I put the most amount of content. That's where you want to be. But a lot of other places as well, guys. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, like I said, YouTube, all of these places. Send me messages, guys. If you have questions or you're enjoying what we're doing, send me a message. I always respond. Hit like on this video. Today, though, we're going to talk about something that I think is extremely important, and it's how the internet has changed your real estate business, or probably more importantly, how it should have changed your real estate business. You know, I just got back from a trip. I was just in DC. I was in Canada. I flew back into New York. We're actually shooting another thing too, which you guys will see come out soon, which is kind of like a daily vlog. You can kind of see what I'm doing behind the scenes, which is going to be super cool as well. But I just got back from these places, and it's amazing to me how, although the internet has been changing things, most people's businesses have not changed. And that's not a great thing. You know, I posted on Facebook just a few days ago, and I said that you marry the vision, but you date the model. And that sounds funny and it sounds whatever, but the truth is what I was saying is your overall vision, your goal of what you're doing doesn't really change. Like, I mean, you want to sell a lot of houses. That's what it is. I mean, if you're watching this, hopefully you have a goal to sell a lot of houses. But the model, the strategy, how you do that absolutely has to change. You know, I grew up in this industry. I remember going around, I was my mother's unpaid assistant with the big books that you drive around and you look at houses and they were extremely inaccurate. And, you know, we did these kinds. I remember the way that you got business where you picked up the phone book. I mean, believe it or not, the phone book used to be used for more than you know, just boosting up a child in a chair. It was actually a place people, it was like it was Google basically, okay? And you would call the people in the phone book and you would talk about how you have buyers in their area, and do you know anybody looking to sell? And this was how you gained business. But when you think about it, what was it you were really trying to do when you did that? You were trying to be an option. You were trying to be first in. You were trying to be. So you fast forward to today and the way the internet has changed things. We're going to talk about how that's changed strategy, but in the end, you're really still trying to get to the same thing. You're trying to be an option. You're trying to be first in. You're trying to be... And when the internet became really big, what happened was that a lot of people predicted the end of realtors, right? I mean, realtors aren't needed anymore. People have access to listings now. People have access to data. Realtors aren't needed. And here's the funny thing. Here's what we found out about our industry. You can't add a house to a shopping cart. You can't just click, add, can I pay with PayPal? Like, that's not how it works. It's a completely different animal all amongst itself. And while people thought that realtors were going to be no more, what's actually happened the last 5 years consecutively is that the number of people who use a realtor has actually gone up when buying and selling a home. They still want that trusted person. Now, the reason why you need to watch today's episode is we're going to talk about how do you become that person? How is it that, you know, they're going to use somebody, that's what stats are telling us, but how is it that you stop running a business where your whole strategy is basically, come on, ring phone, ring, I need some business, ring. And that is, as funny as it sounds, that is the strategy that most of us are following. Here's the cosmic shift that has occurred within our industry, okay? It used to be enough, and I want you to remember this, it used to be enough to get in front of people when they were ready to buy and sell, okay? In today's world, you have to get in front of people when they're ready to learn. I want you to remember that. It used to be enough to get in front of people when they were ready to buy and sell. Okay, that was the referral-based business. That's where most of you built your business. That's what most of you are running off right now, and it's why you have completely unpredictable businesses. It's why some of you watching right now have been in the industry for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and you will feel good about business, close a lot of deals, and all of a sudden, once all those transactions close, you yourself, Mr. or Miss, been in the industry for a while, should be established, people think that you're really good, you have the thought in your head, where's my business coming from? Will I ever close another deal? Tell me you haven't had that thought. And that's because we're running completely unpredictable businesses. Because it used to be enough to get in front of them when they were ready to buy and sell. Hey, use my brother. He wants to sell his house. Hey, my friend is looking to buy. And you're in front of them when they're ready. Today's world, let's talk about it today. 92 to 96% of all buyers and sellers start their search or start their home valuation process where? Online. We all know that, okay? 92 to 96%. Now, before I move forward, I want to ask you a very simple question. How much of your marketing is taking place on that platform, on the internet, when 92 to 96% of people are starting there? A lot of you, it's not that much because you're not really sure how, but the problem is, and I said this in the beginning, that we are running our businesses, we are marketing our businesses in a way that we're not acting like as consumers, and that is a disconnect. That is a problem. So these 92 to 96% of people that are starting their searches, finding out what their houses are worth, all this stuff, online, here's the interesting thing. Unlike the old days of referrals, list the house next week, their average process is 12 to 18 months. It's a lot different. This is why it's no longer good enough to get in front of them when they're ready to buy and sell. You now have to get in front of them when they're ready to learn. But here's the really cool thing. Those people who 92 to 96% of the time are starting online, 70% of the time are working with the first person they have a conversation with. And that's how things have changed. Because what's happening is that we grew up in a world, or we even get into the industry brand new, and we look at the people who have been top producers before us, and we don't see the model for what actually works today. And so we try to do what they do, and it either takes forever, or you don't make it, or you have an unpredictable business, or you're not reaching your full potential, or. Because we don't understand these things. We don't have the systems in place. We don't have the processes in place. We haven't been trained. On episode 1, I talked about how we're an industry overall that goes and takes hours and hours of classes that only teach us how to pass a test, pass an exam, and get a license, but never teaches us how to run a real estate business. And so as this cosmic shift is occurring and these people are going to the internet and now we're trying to get in front of them, we are so used to a world where someone says, use my brother, use my sister, use my friend, and we go to them and they automatically use us, that we don't actually know how to close people. And so what happens is these 92 to 96% of people are going online, we are testing it out and putting out some kind of landing pages, or we're paying for leads through somewhere, or we're whatever it may be. I mean, we have a marketing department that creates leads for people. And then we're getting those leads. We don't know how to follow up properly because we've never been trained in this way. And then we just say to ourselves, well, these leads suck. And what I would submit to you, based on our lack of training and our lack of knowledge, is not that the leads suck, but possibly our follow-up systems suck. That's really what it comes down to. A new stat just came out and said that 30% of all people who fill out an online valuation form to try to figure out what their house is worth, all these seller leads that people think stink and they're not real leads and they're not serious, 30% list their house within 12 months. We just don't know how to convert them. We don't know how to create context with them. We don't know how to separate ourselves from the overall market. We lack the proper training, the proper coaching in order to actually convert these people, which would equal tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars if we understood how. I was just saying to someone the other day, when you deal with a potential seller lead, one of the worst things you can ever do when you finally talk to them is, hey, can I come by for a quick market analysis? And they're going, market analysis, that comparative market analysis, that sounds expensive. That sounds detailed. We're using the wrong words. The correct thing to do would be to say, hey, it turns out I'm going to be in your neighborhood tomorrow around 4 o'clock. That gets rid of the whole they're like bothering you or whatever. I'm going to be in your neighborhood anyway. Why? Because when they say yes, I'm going to show up there, okay? Would you be offended if I came by for a quick, no obligation, 5-minute on-site price consultation? Whenever you deal with a new prospect, what do they want to say to you as a salesperson? Yes or no? They want to say no. And so when you say, would you be offended if I came by for a quick, no obligation, 5-minute on-site price consultation? Everybody's got 5 minutes. They get to say no, because why would they be offended? No, I wouldn't be offended. But to you, that no means a yes. And this is how it works. You've got to learn the right things to say in today's marketplace, because the landscape has changed. And it's no longer, think of it like this. In the old world, when you would have to get in front of people when they were ready to buy and sell, and it was all referrals, that was great. But in today's world, when we say that people are 12 to 18 months out, and now you need to get in front of people when they're ready to learn, and you need to educate them, and during their third most stressful time in their life, you need to give them the tools, you need to give them the resources, you need to do all of this kind of stuff. Here's what's happening in today's world, and here's why many of you are getting frustrated. Because that old business you would have had when someone referred you, when they were finally ready to buy and sell, what's happening now is that your friend Sally, when she goes to whoever and says, hey, use my realtor so-and-so, because they find out that that person's ready to buy or sell, now that person looking to buy or sell is looking back and going, thanks for the recommendation, but I've actually been talking to Jared for the last 7 months, who they connected with online, been answering the questions, and I've been creating context now and educating them and helping them during the time they're ready to learn for 7 months, because the process is so long. And now when they get the referral, they're going, no thanks, I've already got somebody. Do you see how this works? And let me tell you why this bothers me. And I'm going to give you guys, by the way, like 5 things that are going to help you in today's world to get past this and make yourself better. But this bothers me because I see good people. I see people who belong in this industry. I see people who should be very successful. I see people who have all the right intentions. They're great with their clients. They know what they're doing. They just don't know how to operate in today's marketplace. And there's no one around them that knows how to do it. Their brokers never operated in that world. As I said, their real estate classes don't teach them. And they're failing because of that. These are like the main people we're getting in our coaching programs lately, is that I need to know in today's world, how do I attract these people? How do I get in front of these people? Because when someone fills out an online form, I want you to remember this. When they fill out for a home valuation or a buyer search or anything like that, almost every single time, they have no idea who's on the other end of that. They don't know if it's a 2-month rookie who's going to be out of the business in 5 months, or if it's a 35-year veteran with a 12-person team and 3 admins and full systems and processes. They have no idea. But whoever's on the other side of that is the one who's going to get the at-bat. It's the one who's going to get the opportunity, and that could be you in every single opportunity. Wanting it bad enough is not enough. It's what you're committed to, and what you're committed to learning is all that matters. So let's cover 5 really quick things that can help you navigate in this new world. Number 1, commit to something different. Okay? I don't want you to go and get crazy and change everything, because you won't stick with it. I mean, let's just be honest. You won't stick with it. This is what we do in one-on-one coaching with people, is we hold their hand and we bring them through the step-by-step of the systems and the processes that they need in their business to create a more predictable business. We hold their hands and we walk them through the training and the role-playing of what needs to be said when you're talking to these people, and what's going to convert them, and how do you close, and how do you commit to something different. Go watch videos. Go watch our videos go sign up for our marketing that does the lead creation for you, so you can start having that different flow of leads coming, that different flow of revenue coming in. Go watch some stuff on how landing pages work and how Facebook ads work. We have a thing on, I think it's jaredjamestoday.com/real estate that just basically shows you exactly how leads are created online and stuff. Go and take a look, commit to something, just one thing to do different, and start to master that thing. Because the truth is, although a lot of these things are new to you, they're actually a lot easier than the way you're currently doing business. You're just not used to them. You need repetition. So commit to something different. After you do that, number 2, the second thing I want you to do, now commit to something else. That's simple. Commit to something, master that thing, get it down, do something different within your life, and then once you get to number 2, now commit to something else. Change a second thing in your life. It's no different than when you're dieting, right? Like, I don't want you to go crazy and just decide, I'm never doing sugar again. Like, we take little baby steps, and then we go for a little run every other day, and then these little things that happen for the betterment, in that case, of your body, your health, and in this case, for the betterment of your business, your life, your financial world, like all of these things, the predictability of your business, all of this stuff. Now commit to something different. Number 3, don't be swayed by good times. I can't explain this one enough right here. One of the things that happens when you run a referral-based business is that business goes up and business goes down and business goes up and business goes down. And generally speaking, when business goes down, you listen to a guy like me, you do like consults for coaching, and you're like, I need help, and everything's bad, and you know you need to change. But then as soon as a couple phone calls come in that you had no control over, but a couple phone calls come in that lead to business, now you're like, I don't need that right now, I'm good. Bills are gonna be paid this month, I'm good. And there's this roller coaster that happens. Please do not be swayed by the good times, okay? This is really like a life principle, right? This is why people stay in bad relationships, because they're like, well, sometimes they're good, you know, sometimes he's okay, sometimes she's okay, you know, and they look at those parts and they go, I guess that's okay. And that's what we're doing in our business, is that we are allowing, when phone calls come in that, again, we're completely unpredictable, to come in and add to our business. We go, well, I guess I don't really need to do that. I guess I don't. Please don't allow that to happen. If you've thought it once, that one time is enough. You need to change, you need to commit to something, you need to get some help. Number 4, make a commitment to your potential. Now, I want to make this very clear. I'm saying make a commitment to your potential, not other people around you. You cannot judge yourself according to other people in your office, because every single person has different potential. We have coaching students that make 6 figures, and we are thrilled because we're like, you know what, based on that person's potential, that person is killing it right now. Nice job. And then we have people who make 6 figures, and I go, what the heck is happening? No good. Need to change. Because their potential is so much higher. I say it all the time. I can play basketball every day for the rest of my life. I'm never going to be as good as Kobe Bryant or LeBron James. Different level of potential. That's just how it is. Business is no different. Genetically, DNA, I'm wired in a way. My potential's higher as an entrepreneur than some other people. Other people that are higher than I am. In real estate, it's no different. Don't compare your potential to someone else's potential. Everyone's going to be different. Make a commitment to your potential, and then let's work with that. And the last thing that I'll leave you with here is please, please, please stop making excuses. You know, we hear it all the time. I did 2 consults yesterday for potential one-on-one students, and one of them told me, you know, well, my market's too small. I know that you guys do that with them, but my market's this. Well, I know you guys do that, but the people here are like this. You know, we're too cold during this season, so that's just not going to happen. And they have all these different excuses, all these inner narratives. Let me put something at your feet here and see if you'll accept it here, okay? I believe that when you look at a turtle and you look at a giraffe, they have 2 completely different experiences, or 2 completely different beliefs of what they see, 2 completely different perspectives, okay? A turtle and a giraffe, if they were looking down the road and both of them told you what is 1.5 miles down the road, which one would you believe? Obviously, you would believe the giraffe. Why? Because the giraffe has a completely different perspective. It's not that the turtle's lying. It's just that the turtle can't see over the grass, right? And so what I need you to understand in this situation is that I'm a giraffe. Like, I see what's happening all over North America. We have people in large markets and small markets and affluent markets and not affluent markets and cold markets and hot markets and every different which way. Yes, there's a little bit of adjustment that has to be made, but overall, strategy works. Scaling processes works. Committing to the new way of doing business works, whether someone in your area is doing it or not. And in fact, if someone in your area is not doing it, that is awesome, because your potential is amazing in that marketplace because it hasn't been oversaturated yet. When you look at Facebook targeting and Google and all of these other kind of things that are out there, your potential is amazing. So commit to these 5 things, guys. Guys, I hope you enjoy this. Like I said, make sure you subscribe, hit like on YouTube. That really helps us out. I say it over and over again, is connect. Make sure you're getting on Snapchat with me. You can go to connectwithjared.com. If you're not on Snapchat yet, you're going to be on in the next 12 months. You might as well do it now. Get in there before the gold rush and you know, get your people now, start creating context now, start learning how to use it now, start learning how you use it for business now. In fact, we did a video on that you can check out. Connect with me in all the places that you happen to be on, guys. I can't wait to do this again. Talk to you guys soon. Hey there, you, and I am talking to you in particular, person that made it to the end of my video. It means the world to me. But if you made it to the end, I'm hoping that you'll take a second and subscribe right here. Make sure you share that with all your friends, by the way. They're in real estate, sales, entrepreneurial, whatever it happens to be. By the way, if you're looking for a speaker for your upcoming event, click right here to get some more information. And as usual, if you have a question you want me to personally respond, just connect on social. You can click right over here and see all the platforms I'm on. I hope to hear from you soon. Have a great one.